Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counselor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self, thank you, and union with your person. And I also offer astrology birth charts. Whew. Right, so let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. All right, let's do this, guys. All right, so this is coming in as yourself here, guys. All right, but let me just break it down even further for you. So you're coming in with the Empress here. This is Taurus, Libra. All right, guys, and they're ruled by Venus, and Venus rules your second and your seventh house. Second house being Taurus. All right, your seventh house being Libra. Now you're coming in one. I do see it as, in terms of the second house, it's about the person that you are, your makeup, your characteristics, your traits here, guys. Okay, how you've been seen, and then you move into the seventh house here in terms of Venus, and it's about the relationships that you have in your environment, how you connect with people here, guys, and why you connect with certain people, and the value in those relationships, in that interaction. There's a lot of learning involved when it comes to both, okay, the second and the seventh house. But let me keep going here for you. See, in this, it's also the Queen of Cups here in your reading. And so you're coming in with, I want to say, unconditional love here. You're coming in with kindness here, guys. Kindness to oneself, to others. You're coming in with respect, appreciation here. It can also be seen as compassionate here, guys, and empathetic in a sense here. Now, in terms of oneself, here it talks about your life, what you've put your time and attention into, what you've built here. In terms of family here, because you do come in with material prosperity or material abundance here. It's home, it's a career here, guys. It also comes in as money, how you, I don't know if it's spending money here, guys, but it comes in as how you acquire money here, your knowledge and understanding of money. And most times, if not all, you're coming in with someone, well, who's either self-taught when it comes to money, the importance of money and what money can bring here, or you've learnt it. It's from childhood here. So you're seen a certain way is what I'm getting. You could very well be attracting a lot of attention at this time. But it also talks about here in your reading, there's an element here of you're recognized, you're known here. It does come down to your resources, material resources, and it is about your interaction with people, your relationships that you have built with people over your lifetime here. This is friends, this is families, work colleagues here, guys, people that you work with, people that you work for here, in a sense, when you're coming in this way. All right, let me keep going here. Now you're coming in with the World card here, guys. It talks about a cycle here in your reading. Now when you're coming in with the World card, you're coming in with Aquarius. Yeah, this is here. Not following the status quo here. Not following the social norms here in your reading when you're coming in with the World card. But, you know, what it also talks about here in your reading is not forgetting certain principles here. And it can come in as humble beginnings. Not forgetting not forgetting about compassion there. That's what I'm getting. Not forgetting about how to, you know, that respect, that appreciation here. In terms of the relationships that you have built. Because when you're coming in with Aquarius, the World card, that's how this is, you know, Pluto's in Aquarius at this point in time, and it's retrograding. All right, and it's talking about here in your reading, old relationships, past relationships here, new relationships, reconnecting here, but when you're coming in with that reconnection here, connecting, there's boundaries here, because these two cards kind of come in as I've got my freedom, I've got my own autonomy here. Yeah, to love what I want to love, not because you say it's lovable here. Here in your reading, to be with people I want to be with, who I see as worthy. That's kind of how those principles are working out here, guys. There's reasons why you hold on to partnerships, and there are, I suppose, reasons why you do have past partnerships and relationships here. But in order to come in with boundaries here and to know which are the relationships you want to nourish here, yeah, you want to grow, you've got to know from the past relationships. It kind of comes in hand here. See, what it can talk about there in your reading, well, you've always been told who to talk to. Yeah. And now when it comes in, you're at this point here, this is how it's coming in, you're at this point now where, no, hang on, I want to figure it out for myself. You know, not following the social norms, in a sense, not following the program, especially with the World card. Now the World card is coming in also as the Ace of Pentacles here, so definitely there's a change within you, and because the changes are coming in with you here in your reading, there's changes in the way in which you build relationships here. All right, let me keep going here. So there's knowledge and understanding when you're coming in with the Empress card here, guys, because Venus is actually in Cancer here. And Cancer is ruled by the moon here. You know, it talks about there in your reading really being the person that you are, you know, being your true authentic self, I was going to say here in your reading, by coming from within here. You know, when you're facing certain situations that you don't like, then it's coming in as then, you know, show that you don't like it, or injustices here. But I want to pull some more here. It can come in as, here guys, so you've reached a certain point here. Keep going, because there is no end point. Keep building here, but this time you do it. You do it. You take the action here. You've got to stand on your own 2 feet. That's what I'm also getting here. All right, so let's come in with obstacles and challenges here. All right, so you're coming in with the Page of Wands. You have the 5 of Swords here. And you also have the 4 of Pentacles here in your reading. Okay. See, what I'm picking up here in your reading, it's an obstacle and a challenge to get your person to come out of their comfort zone. Here. So how do I do that? How do I get my person to reconnect with me? Here. And that's proving to be an obstacle and a challenge here. See, it actually comes in as, with the 5 of Swords here, it's coming in as wanting a sign from your person, wanting to know if they want it too here, if they want to reconnect with you. And for your person, they're just holding back here. And it's, you know, I think for the both of you, it's proving to be an obstacle and a challenge, because here there are other things that a factor here. All right. I do see here that they're very well aware that you have this, you know, the World card here, because it is talking about a new cycle, and an old cycle's ending up, but you have to end out the past cycle here. It's not going to end out by itself here in your reading. And when you're coming in that way, what it's really talking about there, it's about a deep dive, to be quite honest here. So how have things changed for you? It's not about, of course, your material possessions here, guys, or the interactions that you make with people here in your reading. It really comes down to, how have your emotions changed here? How have your feelings changed? Your patterns of thinking here, and your actions. And how has it changed your actions here? It's about taking the correct action. And what I get here in your reading, the correct action maybe for you here is about your person, but it's not actually about your person here. The correct actions here in your reading is you, is a rebirth, is a restart here. You are coming in with a daily schedule, in a sense here. Reach out, book an image reading with me. If you want to know the difference between an image reading and a tarot reading, the details are in the description box below. Here, with the image reading, we're able to pinpoint specific areas that you may need to work on. And I'm able to provide you with the tools that can help you here, guys. Okay, to make those changes here. Because we want to change. We want to change overnight, guys. All right? We want the past to end here. We want to go through our healing in a sense here, yeah, and say, no, tomorrow, no, I'm healed. It's in the past, but it's only yesterday. So, you know, it's a real deep dive. Like I said, it's a deep dive here, and really getting in touch with your emotions here. Because the way in which this person is making you feel on the inside, that's what you need to focus on here as to why. All right, guys? And it's about removing those blockages here. It's about releasing the ego. Surrendering the ego and releasing the control here. You know, I have all of these things, so why aren't they coming towards me here in your reading? Well, that's why, because there's still more work to be done here. There's that defensiveness when you're coming in with the Page of Wands. And the defensiveness here could very well be the changes. Oh, I don't want to change it. They're not going to change. Here in your reading. But is it going to work? Will they really come out of their comfort zone? Well, what have you got to lose here? What have you really got to lose if you really focus on yourself? Here, guys. That's what it's talking about. See, the pages, they do take a risk, but you can't tell them here. It's like a stubborn, I always see it as that stubborn mentality that one has. It's quite defiant here. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to do it here. If I'm good, I'm better, then I'm better. You know, there's that fear here of being told that you're not good enough here, but you're the only one that's saying it to yourself, because you know that there is. It's like that when you come in with your deep dive. You know you've got to admit here, guys, like I said, surrender the ego and release the control. All right, let's keep going. And let's come in with the potential outcome. Okay, so you have the Queen of Swords. All right, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups, and you also have the Three of Wands here in your reading. It's coming in as waiting for the other person here to make the move. That's what it's talking about. The other person. See, they're waiting for you, and you're waiting for them. You're waiting for them to make the changes. They're waiting for you to do something here. You know, something that's really going to push your person out of their comfort zone. But what you have at this point in time isn't enough to bring your person out of that comfort zone. That's what it's talking about here in your reading. And so when you're coming in with the Queen of Swords, what it can talk about there in your, you speak with compassion and empathy, and watch your reptilian words here. Watch what you say here in your reading. Now coming in with the Nine of Cups here. Yeah, of course, it can be seen as a wish fulfillment here, but what it can also talk about here with the Nine of Cups is patterns and habits here. And it comes in as, yeah, of course, you want your person, all right? And it can kind of, in a sense here, this is for both you and your person, drive you a little bit nuts, yeah? Drive you nuts here, guys. So you're going to overindulge in something to get over it, to forget about it, to push yourself through it here. Could also look for love outside of yourself here. But what it can talk about there is, yeah, like I said, it's, yeah, of course, the wish fulfillment here. But you could very well, this is both you and your person, choose other people that are like each other here, yet they're not the person, yeah, they're not your person. So when you're coming in with the Nine of Cups, once again, you're coming in with self here in your reading, yeah. You're coming in with loving oneself, unconditional love here. But, you know, that's really about here in your reading, when you're coming in with unconditional love, here, guys, it's about your health and your well-being here. It's about a daily schedule, an exercise plan here, guys. So how do you feel good about yourself? Exercising here is one way that I know of here, guys. Then it also comes down to your eating, your nutrition here. Do you have something else that you want to invest in? And that could very well be here, guys, making clothes here, sewing clothes, baking. Here's something that brings you joy, that is outside of the want that you have for this person. Because that really needs to be worked on if you are going into patterns and habits here. Yeah, because your person's not coming in, not coming towards you. Because you're coming in with the Three of Wands here in your reading. And that's what I was saying. It's waiting for the other person to change. Now remember, this is the potential outcome here. All right, so let's come in with advice. There we have it, the Ten of Cups here. So with the Ten of Cups coming in here, guys, come in with the Wheel of Fortune as well. Here, it talks about a cycle. A cycle needs to end here so that a new cycle can begin. Here in your reading, you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the World card. Here, Ten of Cups. Here, guys, it comes in as looking for happiness, not quite finding it, but looking outside of yourself for happiness here and not finding it from within here, because that's where it's going to come from here, guys. But it's, so what do you do to find that happiness here? What do you do that brings joy into your life? Yeah, of course, you've got your family. This could very well be your children. Here, that's a different kind of happiness here. Because when you've got your cup, see, you've got the Queen of Cups. When you've got your cup, it'll only fill it a quarter here. So what are you doing to fill the rest of your cup? So your cup is full here. It's not about waiting for your person to pour into your cup, because they already know that is what you expect here. So what can you do to have a full cup? When you've got a full cup here, guys, you're going to give it, you know, it's ready. You're ready to love here, to receive love, okay, and give love in return here. So what can you do for self here, for you, here in your reading, to fill your cup of love. That's what it's talking about here, guys. To bring you happiness here, as opposed to waiting for your person to bring you happiness here. Because that really is the start point, the Ten of Cups. How do you get there? How do you get the Ten of Cups here, guys? Alright, okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I appreciate, and I'll catch you later. Bye.